This is a pretty exciting day for the channel. I just got back from Best Buy. I bought a brand new Sony camera to help improve the quality of the videos here on the channel. Filming with it right now, actually. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. But when I got back, this was on my doorstep. The brand new Team Associated CC, which stands for Classic Clear Edition. A bunch of people are really excited about this. It's the 40th anniversary of the RC10. Roger Curtis's vision, the founder of Team Associated. This design right here is one of the most iconic RC cars you're gonna find in the radio control world. It's won a number of different titles. It was the first car to win the Roar and IFMAR title. And just tons of RC enthusiasts throughout the world have some sort of story with this. Whether you grew up racing or you grew up in RC cars, you probably saw this, and people now, they're excited about this kit and what it actually represents. So what I'm actually gonna do in this video is I'm just gonna do an unboxing. This is actually a display car. So if you wanted to run it, you could, but it was technically built so you could go and display it. Just think about the memories that you had in RC, racing, whatever. Whatever you use it for, I think it's definitely going to be enjoyable. All right, let's crack open the box. And here we go, check that out. A full build-up kit. Man, I can't wait to get started on this thing. Let's take a closer look at some of these parts. The driver figures included. I remember painting up a few of these back in the day, and we're already getting into some of the clear. This is a polycarbonate clear. It's not the SLA that we saw a lot of prototype RC10s built up on. The actual reason why they built this kit, so many people wanted those SLA parts that they thought it'd be a good idea to come out with some type of clear kit. And I think it was an awesome job. Whoever came up with that, they just nailed it. And I love the look of these parts. Again, you can run this kit, but they aren't gonna offer these parts separately. So if you do go ahead and run it and you break it, you're out of luck. I think you'd have to buy another kit or maybe find someone that's parting one of these out. I'm sure we're gonna see that. But this is the rear arms, nice clear rear arms, same with the pivot blocks, the outer hubs, and then they have the tool steel hinge pins. Looks like we got dog bones and bushings to build this kit up with. So again, you're not gonna be, most people aren't going to run it. So bushings are a better option for this kit, even over like a nylon bushing. And I think it'll look really cool once it's put together. Okay, this bag here is the J bag. This has the tires. We've got the rear gear cover and the wheels. Again, some more bushings and even the knockoff wheel nuts. The pod lights for the roof if you want to go throw those on. Very cool. And this is the servo mounts. Simple polycarbonate servo mounts, the hardware in that bag as well. And you know, they're using hex hardware throughout. And actually, let's just take a quick look at this bag. Looks like they're using the SAE hardware. So that's something to note. Make sure you guys have some SAE screwdrivers, your 3/32, 5/64, and probably maybe your 050 for the pinning gear. I haven't gotten to that yet. But in this bag, you'll see there's some of the hardware. There is the rear bulkhead. Looks like they already have the wing tubes pressed into it. And then fiberglass shock towers, just like the original car had. Very cool. Okay, this bag looks like we've got, there's the front brace tubes and the battery strap in there, even the antenna mount. There's the clear battery box. How many battery boxes made their way out of the RC10 into other cars? I've used these battery boxes and I don't know how many different builds. Next up, the shock bag. This is very cool. Aluminum shocks on this, just like the original RC10. These shocks are clear coated, I believe, and then you got silver springs, your shock pistons, oil, red O-rings, so that looked really cool. And yes, the upper shock collars are those clamp style. I remember a few of those sliding back on me while I was racing. Okay, the transmission bag. It is the 6-gear transmission. There's your metal motor plate, the clear transmission casing. It has the Verilok differential. The differential balls are located inside the spur gear here, but you can see they've got the off-white internal gears, and it looks like they include the greases and everything, so that's gonna look really cool. While checking out the Buggy on display, the front nose plate. It's got the AE logo stamped in the front, and there is your steering cranks. Remember putting the zip tie around the steering crank so it didn't have that flex for the servo saver setup. But it also has the front body post, that's in clear, and then the other suspension parts here. So fiberglass front shock tower, as it should. There are the clear suspension arms. hinge pins, the stub axles for the front, and the caster block steering knuckles. Man, I can't wait to get this thing together. Here is the ProTech body. So this is actually one thing you can go and purchase separately. Here's the narrow wing for the rear. Obviously, you're gonna have to go and cut all the Lexan out. And this last bag here is the suspension parts. We've just got threaded rods and the white ball ends. Now, we gotta check out the chassis. It's a T6 aluminum, all silver, and no logos on the bottom, but everything's countersunk, just like the original chassis. This feels a little bit thinner to me than the original chassis, but man, that is gonna look absolutely awesome. Here's a couple tools, shock piston tool and some Allen wrenches. And then finally, in the bottom of the box, you get your decals and your instruction manual. Oh, check that out. It's even got some vintage graphics on the front. Absolutely love the look of this Team Associated. So I gotta tell you, sitting here in front of this pile of parts is already bringing back a bunch of memories. When I got started racing back in the 80s, my first race car was actually the Tamiya Falcon. And then I had a Kyosho Ultima, or was it a Turbo Ultima? I think it was a Turbo Ultima, actually. And then I got a Team Losi JRX2, and at that point I really wanted an RC10, but the JRX2 just came out, and it was the new, we had to try it out, but I eventually got some RC10s. I remember running a lot of dirt oval with RC10s and off-road, such fun cars. But anyway, this is cool. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna go and build this up with my kids and kind of just talk about some of the different parts, and I'm gonna video that, of course. So that's gonna be my build video coming up where you're gonna see it all assembled. That's coming in the future, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you need links for this stuff, it'll be in the video description below.